Today is the dreaded month for SpongeBob. Obviously, we are now in the month of December, which means on December 31st, SpongeBob's anniversary party will be crashed. And the fact that all these grand SpongeBob celebratory ideas are going to end very soon is kind of sad. Like the Wendy's Krabby Patty collab, that's going to be gone, and along with the 24/7 SpongeBob marathon on Nicktoons, they're eventually just going to disappear from TV after they finish airing, and there's never going to be a comeback in reruns, and you can't even purchase any of their celebration products online. But what's truly gonna happen to this marathon? They're obviously through SpongeBob's biggest series yet, with SpongeBob SquarePants, Camp Curl, and the Patrick Star Show, and people love these shows, and they've ate them up, and from reports, the anniversary ended up doing extremely well for 2024. So what happens to this marathon? Will it truly disappear forever? Not exactly. I actually have a theory as to what Nickelodeon's gonna do at least with the SpongeBob marathon. As far as the limited time Wendy's Krabby Patty collab, I don't know where that's gonna go, and that's probably going to be gone forever. But I have a theory that's probably going to be really exciting for people that still want to celebrate this occasion if they haven't already. And I could have a theory on a beloved spin-off to an iconic SpongeBob character that was never announced for the 25th anniversary. But before we get started, stop what you're doing and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Like the video, subscribe if you guys are new, and to make sure that you can stay up to date on all things SpongeBob and the autistic Carter Man alike. Thank you guys so much. Did you subscribe? Thank you, I appreciate it. Now let's get back onto the video. One of the biggest parts of SpongeBob's anniversary was the new episode premieres of SpongeBob's three biggest titles: SpongeBob SquarePants, Camp Curl, and the Patrick Star Show in one premiere week. This was huge, and lots of people didn't believe this rumor that was circling around from the beginning, that they can have three grand SpongeBob premieres on Nickelodeon at once. Now, obviously, they weren't all super enjoyable and were great. SpongeBob SquarePants was still at the same average level, didn't even match the golden era, and some shows such as Camp Curl didn't even last long after 2 seasons. Nevertheless, we still received 3 new SpongeBob show content in one premiere week. But we did get informed that on December 31st of 2024, the celebration year would cease to exist. In fact, there would not only not be any more partnerships or any reruns, but the product will not be able to be purchased anywhere online, and at least that's what we assumed. But I don't actually know if that's going to be completely the truth. You may not be able to watch the complete SpongeBob universe, but I have a theory, and I have a feeling that you'll be able to watch individual shows, and let me explain why a couple of minutes of what I think is going to happen here. So CMAA's 5th anniversary is right around the corner, and I know that my channel hasn't mentioned anything, but I think it's safe to say that we've been waiting for SpongeBob's 45th anniversary to kind of die out in order to move on to the next anniversary, which is Carter Man. Obviously, I think we're going to celebrate this. We're going to also wait for its time to also show some information on the autistic Carter Man animated series. It's a perfect way to have an anniversary video. But at the same time, there's been a lot of story arc plans for all these upcoming CMAA shows. A lot of them. Because Nickelodeon has been premiering some story arc cartoons digitally, and people have been enjoying them, such as Rocko's Modern Life and even Invader Zim. And I think lots of people understand and pretty much expect CMAA to reveal and release a collection-type ton of CMAA projects. Now, at first I said those projects would be James the Big and Thomas the Wolf, the City of Emotions, and the Autistic Carter Man, but clearly the Autistic Carter Man is getting the universe treatment similar to Sonic the Hedgehog. So I would actually go back and say the shows are probably going to be Danny's Deeds for the Action Adventure show, the City of Emotions for the Slice of Life show, and technically you could say James the Big and Thomas the Wolf as the Animal Series show. But what's interesting here is many other CMAA projects got mentioned on this list. For instance, Vexica Planet Jacob, which probably would have, mockumentary formats with it if that show made it. And what about shows like Battle for Sensiland? You kind of have to have that one as well, since it could potentially be a successful spin-off of BFDI and Inanimate Insanity. These are too many shows to have in a collection pack. You're not going to have a collection pack of CMAA projects that exceeds 3 shows, and even 3 shows is a lot to take in. So what is CMAA going to do there? Well, I think a lot of these projects are going to just get posted and premiered on the YouTube channel. There's even been rumors of Nickelodeon experimenting with different ways to stream new original animated projects on Paramount+. When looking at the SpongeBob spin-offs, each show is almost Golden Era based and completely hacked from the Golden Era and pulled that way, and it's really a copy of the original show and not really the original show. And lots of people have been speculating that this could be the way that CMA implements original projects, and maybe this is how they want to start that, by now just dropping these online. But that means that people would not have to pay for them to watch them, and that would be kind of scummy to make people pay for all those SpongeBob projects and now get them for free just a year later. And when I say for free, I'm expecting this to not really be a Paramount Plus title, but really some type of new SpongeBob universe catalog of shows. But now with the Nicktoons, obviously, or maybe even for Nick Jr. or Noggin next. Who knows where they go? But actually, I'm gonna backtrack and say that these might actually be paid projects. These might be separate shows that you can go on to Paramount Plus and watch separately per paid subscription for maybe $9.99 $9.99 per month. Now, yes, once again, $9.99 a month just to watch a single SpongeBob show is kind of outrageous, especially when they didn't do anything to kind of fix it, but it's Nickelodeon we're talking about here, so it's probably likely. But there's a lot of projects here on the table to look at, and with all those SpongeBob projects, plus a ton of autistic Cartman projects that could potentially be coming, there's no better way to release these than to drop them on digital services and having them able to be purchased in maybe a new type of catalog there, where you could go to Nickelodeon or Paramount Plus and watch anything that you like, for a obviously discounted price since the show is being bought separately. This would be very interesting, and especially with Invaders and Enter the Florpus could open the door for even some Netflix-produced shows and movies to air on Nickelodeon, the same way they did for Gabby's Dollhouse, in which they premiered the episodes on Nick Jr. Which leads me to one of my big theories: where is the Squidward spin-off? Well, I think they were waiting for this. This was actually originally planned to be within the SpongeBob universe hotline since 2019, but Nickelodeon just couldn't make it happen for some reasons. Whether it's budget or time, I really don't know exactly, and it's hard to say. But the Squidward spin-off was planned accordingly, so this is a perfect way to get the show out by simply dropping it on Paramount Plus and saying, hey, you can stream the show. Maybe it'll just be added to your SpongeBob collection that you already own, or you could just watch it separately. I really don't know how Nickelodeon's gonna handle that, but that would be an awesome way to make a spin-off based on an iconic SpongeBob character that kinda missed the mark. And since Cartman is apparently gonna get a lot of projects brought onto this channel, it would just make sense to get this in the works maybe at the last second. I know sometimes Nickelodeon can be deaf when it comes to their fans asking for new things or asking for Nickelodeon to do something, like let's just say Jimmy Neutron for instance. He's probably never getting his reboot, goodness gracious. But I think there's something to be said about the community coming together and asking for a show and making it a meme at that point. And I think Nickelodeon realizes that, man, they kinda missed the mark without having the Squidward spin-off. It's one of the only big SpongeBob character spin-offs that they completely skipped out on, and I really think it's the only one without going into the 3D spin-off, so Nickelodeon has to jump onto this train and get that on the channel. I think it just makes sense, and I think it's a great way to have a little project here when it's kind of quiet. I mean, the winter time is perfect. The new year really isn't starting again until January, and we really have a few weeks of quietness for Nickelodeon with no real projects being announced or being dropped. So this would be a perfect time to get some stuff like this in the works already, and then to give us some new SpongeBob content to look forward to right before the anniversary year ends at the end of December. That would be really cool, but regardless, I think the Autistic Cartman is going to come in pretty big with a lot of projects, and there's going to have to be a place to put them, and I think that the YouTube channel makes perfect sense. But guys, let me know what you think. Do you think any of these CMAA projects are actually coming? Do you think we have a chance to get the Squidward spin-off in the works at Nickelodeon? Can any of this happen, or is Nickelodeon just going to abandon all these SpongeBob celebrations and then YouTube will also do the same thing with Cartman after a certain period of time? Well, we don't have much longer to find out. I feel like we're going to get some news very soon in the month of December, and I'm sure something is going to come to give us some excitement. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Are you guys excited? Are you guys kind of just like, this is not going to happen? And also, feel free to like the video, subscribe if you guys are new to stay up to date with your favorite internet autistic mimicker. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.